University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Hello. More will mean worse, said Kingsley Amis in 1960 on the then government's initiative to expand access to higher education. Tonight's teams represent universities established in that era, and we hope they'll prove him wrong as they play for a place in the second round. The University of Surrey began life as the Battersea Polytechnic Institute in 1891 with the intention of educating some of London's poorer inhabitants. It became a university in 1966, no doubt to Amis's chagrin, and 2 years later it relocated to a greenfield site in the shadow of Guildford Cathedral. It now has nearly 16,000 students who in the past have included Sir Alec Isigonis, designer of the Mini and the Morris Minor, and the ITV broadcaster Jeremy Kyle, who happens to be recording his Socratic dialogue in the studio next door, even as we speak. Let's meet the Surrey team.
Hello, I'm Matthew Buchanan. I'm from Merstham in Surrey, and I'm studying music.
Hello, I'm Tina Christodoulou. I'm from Enfield, North London, and I'm studying biochemistry.
And their captain.
Hello, I'm Martin Bignold, originally from Towcester in Northamptonshire, and I'm reading for a doctorate in clinical psychology.
Hello, I'm Richard Oddie from Ashford in Surrey, and I'm studying politics.
The University of Warwick has had a pretty good run on this programme lately. They were serious champions the year before last and quarter-finalists last year. Founded in 1965, it quickly earned itself a reputation for radicalism, which persisted throughout the 70s. Since then, it's become pally with both the business community and New Labour and earned itself the nickname Warwick University plc. It too has about 16,000 students, who in the past have included the broadcaster Jenny Bond, the writer Anne Fine, and the politician David Davis. Let's meet the Warwick team.
Hi, I'm Scott Dobson. I'm from Durham, and I'm studying history and politics.
Hi, I'm Andrew Marr. I'm from Chalfont in Buckinghamshire, and I'm studying English literature.
Their captain.
Hi, I'm Rob MacDonald. I'm from Bookham in Surrey, and I'm studying automotive engineering.
Hi, I'm Sujin Garcic from Belgrade, Serbia, and I'm studying PPE.
OK, well, I'll remind you, starter questions are worth 10 points. They're solo efforts. Bonuses are team efforts. They're worth 15. 5-point fines for incorrect interruptions to starter questions. Fingers on the buzzers. Here's your first starter for 10. Early forms are believed to date to the ancient Romans, although the first example of the more usual paper form dates to 1659, and over 4 million were issued every day in 2007, although it's now regarded as in decline.
Sorry, Oddie.
Banknotes?
No. You lose 5 points. Which method of payment is being described? You may not confirm.
Warwick Marr.
Cheques.
The cheque is correct, yes. So, Warwick, you get the first set of bonuses. They're on the openings of children's novels. This is a story about something that happened long ago when your grandfather was a child, is the opening sentence of which of the Narnia books published 1955?
Magician's Nephew?
Correct. Gnomes are small. On the whole, small creatures don't live for a long time. But perhaps they do live fast. This is the start of which Terry Pratchett novel, the first in the trilogy, The Bromeliad?
Truckers.
Correct. Which book, the first in a series by the British author-illustrator Jill Murphy, begins, Miss Cackle's Academy for Witches stood at the top of a high mountain surrounded by a pine forest?
The Worst Witch.
Well done. 10 points at stake for this starter question. What three-letter word can mean a depression in the surface of a salt marsh in which salt water stands for lengthy periods, colloquially, to criticise severely, the movement of a camera in a horizontal...
Warwick MacDonald.
Pan.
Pan is right. Your bonuses now are on political defeats, Warwick. In 1998, which European head of government lost power after 16 years in office? He was defeated in his own constituency, but returned to the National Assembly under the regional party list system.
Helmut Kohl.
Nominate Dobson.
Helmut Kohl.
Correct. In 1993, which politician became the first Canadian Prime Minister to be voted out by her own constituents when Hedy Fry won Vancouver Centre for the Liberals?
Kim Campbell.
Kim Campbell.
Correct. In 2007, which Prime Minister, defeated at a federal election, lost his own parliamentary seat when his Bennelong constituents elected the former television journalist Maxime McHugh to the House of Representatives?
John Howard.
John Howard is right. 10 points at stake for this. Organ 2 ASLSP, meaning as slow as possible. Sonatas and interludes for prepared piano, in which nuts, bolts and pieces of rubber
Surrey Buchanan.
John Cage.
John Cage is right, yes. You're away, Surrey, and your first bonuses are on Irish aviation history. Firstly, for 5 points, which pair of aviators landed near Clifton in County Galway after their historic non-stop transatlantic flight from Newfoundland in June 1919?
Alcock and Brown.
Correct. The invention of which drink is attributed to Joe Sheridan, the head chef at Foynes Seaplane Terminal in County Limerick, to warm up passengers who landed there on the way to America. A plaque commemorating this may be seen at Shannon Airport.
Irish coffee.
Correct. Which international airport in the west of Ireland was opened in 1986? It was built largely due to the efforts of the local priest, Monsignor James Horam, to enable pilgrims to reach a holy shrine nearby.
Is it Knock?
It is Knock Airport, yes. Another starter question. In astronomy, what term denotes the distance between the foci of an ellipse divided by the major axis? In everyday language, the same word indicates an unconscious propensity towards whimsical or unconventional behaviour.
Surrey Bignold.
Eccentric.
Eccentricity is correct. Here are your bonuses. They are on polyhedra. Firstly, for 5 points, the D angle is the angle in degrees between any pair of adjacent faces in a polyhedron. What word does this letter D represent?
Sorry, no.
It's dihedral. Two spheres are associated with regular polyhedra. One, the insphere, fits inside so as to touch all the faces, while the other fits around the outside to touch all the vertices, and has what name?
Exosphere.
No, it's the circumsphere. For any regular polyhedron, the number of vertices minus the number of edges plus the number of faces always equals what number?
The internal angle.
No, it's 2. Right, we're going to take our first picture round now. For your picture starter, you're going to see a diagram of a motor racing circuit with the names of significant bends included. 10 points if you can name the circuit.
Surrey Oddie.
Silverstone.
Correct. Your bonuses now. 3 more circuit diagrams of tracks used for Grand Prix during the 2008 Formula 1 season. 5 points for each if you can name the country in which it's located. Firstly, for 5.
Spain.
No, that's in Portuguese. No, it's Interlagos in Brazil. Secondly.
Canadian. As good as any. Canada.
No, that's Australia. And finally.
Isn't that Monte Carlo? Monte Carlo. Monaco.
Well done. 10 points for this. Which African country gained independence in 1956, having been made a French protectorate in 1912 by the Treaty of Fez, with the Spanish retaining control over the northern coastal part of the country?
Surrey Oddie.
Morocco.
Morocco is right. You've taken the lead and your bonuses now are on Edinburgh. Firstly, the oldest surviving building in Edinburgh stands at the highest point of Castle Rock and is a chapel dedicated to which saint, the wife of the 11th century monarch Malcolm III?
Sorry, no.
It's St Margaret. Secondly, Princes Street in Edinburgh was named after the Duke of Rothesay and Frederick, Duke of York. They were the sons of which king?
Robert the Bruce.
Robert the Bruce? No, it's George III. Now an everyday word, what term was coined by the Irish painter Robert Barker in the 1790s to describe his views of Edinburgh, painted on the interior of a cylinder and designed to be viewed from the inside?
Panorama.
Correct. 10 points for this. You're not the forgotten army on the forgotten front. No, make no mistake about it, nobody's ever heard of you. These words are from Lord Louis Mountbatten's address to British soldiers fighting to recapture which Asian country?
Surrey Oddie.
Burma.
Burma is right, yes. Your bonuses, Surrey, are on the colour yellow. The scene of a Russo-Japanese naval battle in 1904, Incheon on the Yellow Sea is a major port for which city?
Well, I mean Tokyo or Kobe or... Do you think it's Japan? I think it's in Korea. Seoul.
Seoul is right. Half of a Yellow Sun by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie won the Orange Prize for Fiction in 2007. It's set amidst the upheaval of the Civil War in which country in the 1960s?
Civil War, 1960s, Nigeria.
Correct. And finally, in Shakespeare, which conscientious but humourless steward is tricked into wearing yellow cross-gartered stockings in order to return his mistress Olivia's supposed love for him?
Malvolio.
Correct. Another starter question. What adjective describes an agreement or pact in which benefit is gained only at an infinitely greater and irrecoverable cost and refers to the semi...
Warwick MacDonald.
Pyrrhic.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points, and refers to the semi-legendary medieval German scholar and magician who supposedly sold his soul to the devil in exchange for knowledge and power. You may not confer. One of you may buzz.
Surrey Buchanan.
Faust.
Faustian is correct, yes. Your bonuses now are on short words. For each of the following, I will give you the definition of a two-letter word, and that two-letter word will also be the official postal abbreviation of a US state. I want you to give me the name of the state, firstly, for 5 points. The objective form of the first-person singular pronoun.
Me. So what is M-E? Sorry? Id. And what would be it? Oh, it. What would be it? Which state has that? It. Indianapolis. Idaho.
Come on, let's have an answer.
Idaho.
Idaho. Oh, it's Maine, M-E. Second, a preposition expressing position within limits of space, time or circumstance.
That would be at. So
In, is it?
in. Yeah, in. Indiana. Indiana.
Correct, I-N, yes. And finally, a conjunction introducing the second of two alternatives.
That's or, so that'd be Oregon.
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 Or, correct. Well done. 10 points for this. The process which starts with a positive integer and replaces it with the sum of the digits of its square and repeats the process until the number equals 1 gives what are termed happy numbers, such as 1 and 10. Which other number between 1 and 10 is happy?
Surrey Oddie.
6.
Anyone want to buzz from Warwick?
Warwick Dodson.
5.
No, it's 7. Another starter question. Which artist died at Amboise on the Loire in 1519, having previously lived in Rome and before that worked on 2 separate occasions in both...
Surrey Oddie.
Leonardo da Vinci.
Correct. Your bonuses now are on a scientist, sorry. The 19th century German scientist Hermann Helmholtz advanced the theory of three-colour vision, first proposed by which English scientist, born in 1773? The theory now bears both their names.
Dalton.
No, it was Thomas Young. Helmholtz's experimentation on frogs led him to estimate that around 1/10 the speed of sound was the velocity of what?
It's surely the impulse along a nerve cell.
Come on.
Electrical signals.
No, it's nerve impulses. Even though it was introduced by Julius Mayer in 1842, Helmholtz is often considered the originator of what concept due to his detailed studies of heat generated by muscle action?
Aerobic exercise.
No, it's conservation of energy. We're going to take our music round now. For your music started, you're going to hear a well-known piece of popular music. 10 points if you can tell me the name of the song and the group performing it.
Warwick Marr.
Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven.
It's too easy, really, isn't it? Now, that was the winner of John Peel's first Festive 50 list in 1976. Your music bonuses are 3 more songs that top that list, which was based on votes by his listeners. In each case, I want you to give the artist and year of release in which the song topped the list. You may have a year either way.
The Smiths, 86.
That's correct. Spot on, yes. Second.
Joy Division, 81.
No, it was New Order, 1983. And finally...
Pulp, 97.
Sorry, you're just out. I would have taken 96. It was, in fact, 95. Right, 10 points for this. The UK's red telephone boxes were designed in the 1920s by which architect, who was also responsible for...
Sorry, Oddie.
Alekis Agonis.
Nope. You lose 5 points. It was also responsible for Battersea Power Station and Waterloo Bridge, and was the grandson of the designer of the Albert Memorial in the Foreign Office. You may not confer, Warwick. One of you may buzz.
Warwick Garchevich.
Sullivan.
No, it was Sir Giles Gilbert Scott. 10 points for this. The derived SI unit of magnetic flux density, equal to 1 Weber or Weber per square metre, is...
Warwick Garchevich.
Tesla.
Well done, yes. Right, you're back in the game. Your bonuses are on car logos, Warwick. Sharing its name with an 18th century Native American leader, which mark of car was introduced by General Motors in 1928 and has a representation of an arrowhead as its logo?
Chevrolet?
No, it's Pontiac. Maserati relocated to Modena in the 1930s, but the company's trident logo is the traditional symbol of which Italian city where the cars were originally made?
Naples?
No, it was Bologna. In the late 1930s, which car manufacturer adopted a stylised dirigible airship as its emblem? This evolved into a stylised aeroplane in the 1950s, and in 1964 became a lightning bolt. Come on.
Sorry.
It was an Opel. 10 points for this. Benjamin Disraeli at 45 minutes and William Gladstone at 4 hours and 45 minutes, respectively, hold the record for the shortest and longest what?
Warwick MacDonald.
Queen's Speech?
No. Sorry. Anyone want to buzz?
Sorry, Bignold.
Resignation speech.
That'd be a heck of a resignation. No, it's budget speech. 10 points for this. The title of which painting by Sandro Botticelli is also the name of a species of tropical hardwood, a pasta dish incorporating fresh vegetables, and...
Warwick Garchevich.
Primavera.
Primavera is correct, yes. Your bonuses, Warwick, are on European monarchs. Forced to abdicate and flee the country in 1918, who was the last emperor of Germany?
Wilhelm II?
Correct. Overthrown by a military coup in 1967 and formally deposed in 1973, Constantine II was the last monarch of which European country?
Greece.
Correct. Shot with his entire family in 1918, who was the last Tsar of Russia?
Nicholas II.
Nicholas II is right. Another starter question. In biology, which group of molecules contain an amino group and a carboxylic acid group?
Sorry, Christodoulou.
Proteins.
I'm afraid you lose 5 points. Carboxylic acid group attached to the so-called alpha carbon.
Warwick
RDNA?
MacDonald.
No, it's amino acids. 10 points for this. Arktika, a Russian nuclear-powered icebreaker built in Leningrad and captained by O.G. Pashinin, became on August the 17th, 1975, the first surface vessel to achieve what feat?
Warwick Garchevich.
Reached the North Pole.
Correct, yes. These bonuses will give you the lead, Warwick. They're on English words from the French, all of which begin with an E acute. In each case, give the word from its definition. Firstly, a word of 4 letters meaning enthusiastic vigour, distinctive style, flair, impetuosity or dash.
Elan.
Correct. A short musical composition or exercise, usually for one instrument, designed to train or test a player's technique.
Etude.
Correct. A political exile, in particular those aristocrats who fled as a result of the French or Russian revolutions.
Emigre.
Correct. We're going to take our second picture round. For your picture starter, you'll see a painting. 10 points, name the artist.
Warwick MacDonald.
Monet.
Monet is right. Your bonuses are 3 more works of art, along with that money, that was stolen from Zurich's Burl collection in February 2008. 5 points for telling me the name of the artist in each case. Firstly, for 5.
Gauguin.
No, that's Cézanne. Secondly,
Renoir.
no, that's Degas. And finally,
Van Gogh.
that is Van Gogh, yes. Another starter question. Discovered by the German conductor and musicologist Fritz Stein in 1909, the Jena Symphony, now recognised as the work of Friedrich Witt, was until 1957 generally attributed to which other composer?
Warwick.
Bach.
No, anyone want to buzz from Surrey? One of you buzz, come on.
Surrey Buchanan.
Janacek.
No, it's Beethoven. 10 points for this. O'Brien, in a film version of Orwell's 1984, was the final film role of which actor, whose other roles include Thomas Becket and King Henry VIII?
Surrey Bignold.
Richard Burton.
Richard Burton is right, yes. Your bonuses, Surrey, are on human biology. The blood from the lower part of the body drains into which major vein below the heart? I want the full name, please.
Vena cava.
The full name.
Superior.
No, it's the inferior or posterior vena cava. The superior vena cava receives blood from the head and neck through which 2 major vessels? Come on.
The aorta.
No, they're the jugular veins. Blood from the inferior and superior vena cava enters the heart at the right atrium, passing to the right ventricle, and then to which organs of the body?
The lungs.
Lungs is right. 5.5 minutes to go, 10 points for this. Causing what is regarded as one of the world's most devastating pandemics in terms of death toll. Which disease occurred in 3 major waves in 1918 and 19?
Surrey Bignold.
Spanish flu.
Spanish flu is right. Yes, your bonuses are on a philosopher. Which 19th century philosopher maintained that hope was the worst of all evils because it protracts the torment of men?
Nominate Buchanan.
Nietzsche.
Correct. What did Nietzsche describe as the herd instinct in the individual?
Religion.
No, it's morality. Who or what did Nietzsche describe as God's second blunder?
Man.
No, it was woman. 10 points for this. Which of Shakespeare's plays includes unnamed characters described as an English doctor, an old man, a waiting gentlewoman, 3 murderers and a porter?
Warwick Marr.
Macbeth.
Correct. Here are your bonuses. They're on types of cloth, Warwick. Which coarse woolen cloth takes its name from a town in the province of Antwerp in Belgium?
Hessian.
No, it's duffel, meaning matted. What name is given to fabric formed without weaving, but by pressing or shrinking the material so that fibres cling together?
Felt.
Correct. Which rough Scottish woolen material is woven in the style of twill?
Tartan.
No, it's tweed. 4 minutes to go, 10 points for this. In botany, the basic structure of a chlorophyll molecule is a porphyrin ring having a central atom of which element?
Warwick Garchevich.
Chlorine.
No, anyone to buzz from Surrey, quickly?
Surrey Oddy.
Magnesium.
Correct. Your bonuses now are on a French town. The site of an early German armoured breakthrough in May 1940. Which town in the Ardennes department gives its name to a decisive French defeat in the War of 1870?
Metz.
No, it's Sedan. Which French ruler surrendered with his army after the Battle of Sedan in 1870?
Sorry, no.
That was Napoleon III. The Battle of Sedan is described in detail in The Débacle, a work of 1892 by which French novelist?
Camus.
No, I don't know, it certainly wasn't writing then, no, it's Zola. Species of what flightless bird include Humboldt, Galapagos?
Surrey Bignold.
Penguin.
Penguin is right. That gives you the lead. Your bonuses are on practical ecology. What name is given to the rectangular frame used by ecologists to define an independent sampling unit?
Quadrat.
Correct. What name is given to a line or belt of quadrats set out to sample a study area? Come on.
Sorry.
It's a transect. When determining the density of a population of organisms in an area, sufficient quadrats must be used so that the mean density calculated is a good estimation of which statistic?
Sorry.
It's the true mean. 10 points for this. Do your working out before you buzz. If x squared is 64, what is 1 over x expressed as a decimal?
Warwick
0.125.
Correct. Here are your bonuses. They're linked by a surname. Which 2005 film starring Judi Dench carries the tagline, "The show must go on, but the clothes must come off"?
Mrs. Henderson presents.
Mrs. Henderson presents.
Correct. Which track on the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper album includes the lyrics, "The Hendersons will all be there, and the Hendersons will dance and sing"? I need an answer. Come on.
Penny Lane.
No, it's Mr. Kite. The American composer Luther Henderson, who died in 2003, adapted whose music for the 1978 Broadway revival of Ain't Misbehavin'? Come on.
Gershwin.
It's Thomas Fats Waller. 10 points for this. What three-letter word links a modal auxiliary verb expressing permission or likelihood, hawthorn blossom?
Sorry, Oddie.
Can.
No, afraid you lose 5 points, and a month of the year.
Warwick Garchevich.
May.
May is correct. Your bonuses are on muscles in the human body. What name is given to the large muscle which runs down the front of the thigh and straightens the leg? You don't need to buzz.
Quadriceps.
Correct. What is the common name for the gastrocnemius muscle?
Diaphragm.
No, it's the calf muscle. Where in the body is the gluteus maximus muscle?
The posterior.
In the bottom, yeah. 10 points for this. Which valley has the thinnest continental crust in Africa?
Warwick Garchevich.
I'm sorry, if you buzz, you must answer. I'm offering it to Surrey. Come on.
Surrey Bignold.
The Rift Valley.
The Great Rift Valley is correct, yes. 15 points at stake for these bonuses. They're on country houses. Which novella by Henry James is set in a country house called Bly? I need an answer now.
Buchanan.
Turn of the Screw.
The Turn of the Screw is correct. Which novel by Iris Murdoch is set around an abbey called And at the Gong? Surrey have 170, Warwick have 185. Well, it's a pretty good performance, 170. It's a pretty good score. You might come back as one of the 4 highest scoring losing teams. Who knows? It was certainly a delightfully close match. Warwick, congratulations to you. You hung on to the end. Sorry I had to be a bit tough with you there. Thank you for joining us. We'll look forward to seeing you certainly in round 2. I hope you can join us next time for another first-round match. But until then, it's goodbye from the University of Surrey.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from the University of Warwick.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.
Noodles and dim sum are on the menu in Chinese Food Made Easy next year on BBC 2. And Dragon's Den is always worth a watch, but with Theo Paphitis donning rollerblades tonight at 9, there are more reasons than ever.